The most dangerous thing isn't that you're not smart. It's thinking you are, while your brain is quietly falling asleep day by day. Have you ever felt like you read so much, listen to so much, but nothing truly sticks? Or worse, you keep reacting the same way, thinking the same thoughts, even when you know they're no longer helping you? It's not because you're lazy. And it's not because you're not capable. It's simply because you haven't planted the right mental habits, small shifts that quietly reawaken your brain. One day at a time. In this video, I'll share with you 15 daily habits that will help you get smarter silently, steadily, and deeply. Even if you only apply half of them, you'll start to notice your thoughts becoming clearer, deeper, and more agile. Stick around till the end. Habit number 13 might just unlock something surprising about yourself. We think we know, but sometimes, it's what we think we know that keeps us stuck the most. When was the last time you questioned your own beliefs? Truly smart people aren't afraid to be wrong. In fact, they challenge their own thinking, especially the beliefs that once brought them success. Maybe you've always believed, to be successful, I just need to work harder. But what if working harder only burns you out and pulls you further from clarity? When you dare to bend your mental patterns, you let fresh thinking flow in. The real enemy of growth isn't failure, it's the old belief you never dared to question. So, how do you start challenging your thoughts every day? Well, habit number 2 is the perfect mental microscope. Kids always ask, why? But as adults, we stop asking, afraid of sounding stupid. Yet the smartest people? They're the ones who never stop asking. Your brain is like a search engine, it only gives good answers when you ask great questions. Let's say someone says, reading makes you successful. Instead of nodding, a curious mind asks, what kind of books? How often? And how do I apply what I learn? Questions help you dig beneath the surface, where real insight lives. The right question can enlighten a lifetime. A wrong answer only comforts the moment. And if you want to sharpen your thinking every day, then it's time to revive a habit most people forget. Habit number 3. Some books don't change the world, but they do change the way you see it. And that's when real thinking begins. Reading isn't just about gaining knowledge. It's about softening your brain, training it to embrace different perspectives. Read fiction, and you'll understand people. Read science, and you'll grasp how things work. Read philosophy, and you'll start to understand yourself. Don't just read what feels familiar. Pick up a scientific journal, a Japanese short story, an opinion you completely disagree with. That's how you train your mind to grow beyond comfort zones. Each genre is a different path to wisdom. Smart people don't take shortcuts, they walk them all. But sometimes, reading alone isn't enough. What truly boosts your intelligence is something most people avoid. It's habit number 4. Here's a surprising truth. The more you absorb without pausing to reflect, the more you forget. We live in the age of information overload, endless scrolling, watching, listening. But real intelligence isn't about input. It's about the space between inputs. Learn something valuable? Don't rush to the next video. Sit quietly for a moment. Ask yourself, have I actually used this in my life? What would change if I did? Reflection is how you turn knowledge into awareness. And awareness is the birthplace of intelligence. Smart people don't chase knowledge, they let knowledge sink in. But how do you stay in that deep thinking zone every day? The answer might be hiding in something you already carry. Habit number 5. You already carry it with you. But few people truly use it for what it's meant to do. A notebook, a pen, a quiet space to write down what actually happened today. Journaling isn't just about releasing emotions. It's how you read yourself. Each sentence becomes a mirror for your thoughts. The more you write, the more clearly you see what's actually spinning in your mind. And your language becomes sharper, more honest. That's your brain learning how to say what it truly means. If you don't write it out, you're just thinking in circles. But when you do write, you calm a storm inside. Not everyone who speaks well is smart. But those who write well, they've already learned how to think well. Writing is remembering that you're living and living with intention. And to turn each day into a quiet mental experiment, you'll need habit number 6. Knowing something is not enough. You have to apply it. Even better, share it. Smart people don't learn just to get ahead. They learn so they can bring others with them. Whenever you share what you've learned, whether by speaking it, posting it, or just saying it out loud, your brain has to reorganize that knowledge. And in doing so, you understand it more deeply. Try this. Teach what you've just learned to a friend. Rewrite it in your own words. Or summarize it in a single sentence to yourself. What truly matters isn't how much you know, it's how much you can actually use. And the only knowledge you can really use is what you've clearly observed. That brings us to habit number 7. You might look, but are you really seeing? The world around you is full of tiny signals, but the rushed mind misses all of them. Smart people don't speed through life like a car on a freeway. They pause. They slow down. They notice. Why did that person interrupt so much? Why did she avoid eye contact today? Why does the whole street feel heavier than usual? Observation deepens awareness. The more details you catch, the more patterns you understand. And from those patterns, you begin to understand people. And understanding people is what leads us into habit number 8. You can't truly be smart without understanding how people feel and why they act the way they do. Intelligence isn't just IQ. It's also emotional depth. When you start asking why someone acts a certain way, you're training your brain to see beneath their words. He didn't snap at you because he hates you. Maybe he just had a brutal day. She didn't ignore you because she's rude. Maybe she's still healing from something unseen. Truly wise people don't rush to judge. They take one more step inward and try to see the full picture. And to develop this depth of empathy, we move into habit number 9. Whenever you learn something new, don't let it stay passive in your mind. Turn it into a mini challenge. Let's say you learned that listening builds trust. Then make it a point today to truly listen to someone without interrupting once. One small action, but it burns the lesson deeper into your brain. When knowledge becomes action, you don't need to memorize it. You live it, and it becomes part of you. And in the process of living, ideas will start coming out of nowhere. So don't let them slip. Here's habit number 10. Capture ideas the moment they hit you, even if you're washing dishes, walking, or lying in bed. Your brain doesn't wait for the perfect moment to spark. Ideas often show up uninvited and leave just as quickly. Keep a notes app ready, a voice recorder, or an old-school notepad by your bed. A single passing idea could change everything, but only if you catch it in time. And to keep your mind rich with ideas, you also need the right fuel. Habit number 11. You don't need to watch hours of educational content. Just one good video a day, short, deep, and easy to absorb. It's not about how much content you consume. It's about choosing the right content with intention. When you feed your brain high-quality input, your thinking starts to rise with it. And after a day like that, take a moment to breathe. Then do habit number 12. Summarize one thing you learned today in your own words. Don't try to sound smart. Don't dress it up with jargon. Just explain it like you're talking to your best friend. Simple, clear, honest. If you can say it simply, you've truly understood it. Real intelligence isn't about sounding complex. It's about seeing clearly and sharing that clarity with others. And to go even deeper, start asking yourself one big question each week. Habit number 13. Not surface level stuff like, what should I eat today? But real, raw questions that shake your inner world. Am I living by what I believe or just following what others expect? Am I being honest with myself? Am I stuck in a cycle I promised I'd escape? You don't need to have the answer. You just need to hold the question and visit it a few minutes each day. Let that question echo inside you, and something will begin to shift. And when it does, you'll understand why habit 14 matters so much. Rewrite the knowledge you gain using language even a 10-year-old could understand. Imagine explaining your insight to a curious child. No buzzwords, no fluff, just truth. Simply said, when you can do that, you've truly mastered the idea. Smart people don't hide behind big words. They make the complex feel human and pass it on. And finally, one of the deepest mental habits of all, habit number 15. Before you judge or react, try sitting in someone else's seat. Everyone's carrying a story you haven't read. And when you see the world through their lens, you not only understand them, you expand yourself. Being smart isn't about collecting answers. It's about being brave enough to change perspective. Because sometimes, you don't need more knowledge. You just need to look at what you already know, a little differently. And in that moment, you begin to truly become smarter.